Hello, today we are going to show you 4 ways to play with Nulsion. So the first one is with the controller by playing while sitting. The second one is basically showing your body with no controller, nothing. And the third one is with Joycons, and I'm going to show you how to play. So now for this gameplay, I'm going to showcase with the game Dragon Ball Kakarot. So first I'm going to display with the sitting one. So we are going to test this one with only 3 moves to show you that it can be used as a sub, software. Okay, so now I have my controller and I'm going to show you what it works, how it works actually with just being sitting. Okay, so as you can see, I'm doing, I can play like that normally, I can punch, but sometimes, you can do a movement. It can be used as a sub model, for example. So let's just do this move, and it actually does it, right? So let's just say, I don't want actually to move around. I just want to do just a little move, and you can actually do it in the real game. So this is one way to do it. So I'm going to show you multiple ways. Okay, so I'm going to display now this one basically. So actually moving without any controller, right? Just your body. Let's just go back a little bit. Okay, so now it works pretty good because it was actually my position. Can move around. And start actually. Okay, so I'm going to show you one way, the way that actually I think is the most efficient. So for this way, you are going to use Joycons, basically. So you are going to move around with the Joycons or a controller, you can just take the controller, move around. And now I can do, camera. Now I can just have a controller, to move around. This is the point, right? Because you can't just move around and start, playing with it. So I think that's why the Joy-Cons are more useful because, you can actually have the mobility, with Joy-Cons. Okay, so I'm going to show you the way that actually you set up your Joy-Con. So obviously you have to have them, on the Bluetooth. I won't show you how to do it because it's pretty easy. You can search on YouTube. But I'm going to show you how to actually use it for any game, not only Steam games. So basically you go to controller, and mine are already set, but non-game, this is for actually non-Steam game, right? For example, or not. So this is how you do it. Basically you have your Joy-Cons and you can edit a layout. So for example, I have already a layout for Ghost of Tsushima, right? Because I'm playing with it. So you have your layout and I'm going to show you. So as you can see, I just move around. So let's just move. So you see it moves, right? So for example, in non-Steam game, for example, Genshin Impact, For Honor, other games that are non-Steam, you can use this. And make sure to run in administrator Steam and Nulsion, for example, Genshin Impact, because the game actually run in administrator. So you need to make sure that you run yourself, you run Nulsion and Steam on administrator too, because you can't send inputs, right? So now I'm going to display you how you actually play with just Joy-Cons. I think this is the most efficient way, when you want to play with Nulsion, with games that are adventure games in general. You don't need actually that for example, Taken or Street Fighter or any other game that have a lock-in feature. But to make sure that, it's more playable and more actually fun to play. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. I have my Joy-Con just... Okay, I'm going to show you. So now, as you can see, I don't move, obviously. I don't move. I only move my Joy-Con currently, right? So this is one way, and you want to do your movements, for example, on a punch, and just do this. And it's just better, obviously, for, sometimes you want to do some inputs, So it's better, to have this, so you can just move around. And it makes it so much easier sometimes, because all you do is one punch, right? You just want to punch and do a kamehameha, So this is important, I think, for some games. that are not actually available, for camera controls. You can't control the camera with Notion, you can only control, the movements. So this is one way, obviously. So I think you should buy Joy-Cons, obviously, for the compatibility with actually Steam, make it so much faster. And I'm going to show you something. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more thing to make it so much useful. Basically, what you have to do is just go back, to show you how to actually use the Joy-Cons. So now, when you click here, basically there is templates, there is community layouts that you can use for yourself. For example, Minecraft. So you can download it and just, apply the layout. And so now you have your own layout and you can just edit it, it makes it so much faster. For example, the A button, I can just choose another one. For example, I can choose the E. So now we can just go back and now it works, So let's just actually do something, let's just search and you can press E and it actually press it, right? So this is actually the best way, I think, to use Joy-Cons in general, in games, but for Nulsion, to make it, the compatibility with any game so much easier. And I think the most easier way to actually play with, adventure games or any other games. So thank you all for listening and I hope you enjoy Notion. Thank you very much.